It is a picture-perfect Friday night here in Fontana, California. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series gets ready to tackle the 2-mile Auto Club Speedway here this evening. This track is located 47 miles east of LA. This track broke ground in 1995 and it opened up for action here in 1997. And ever since then, it's been running strong here on the NASCAR schedule. Unlike the NASCAR Cup Series as well as the NASCAR Xfinity Series, the Truck Series have not raced here in Fontana in 13 years. You have to go all the way back to 2009 since the truckers were last on this racetrack, but that will change here tonight. Tonight we have 40 drivers on the starting grid, and more than half of the competitors have never even raced here on this track, so it will be interesting to see how these drivers will handle the bumpy yet very racy Auto Club Speedway. It is a perfect day, perfect night. 84 degrees outside. The track temperature is 98, but is expected to cool down even more as the night goes on. Last week at Daytona, we had a thriller season opener that kicked off the season. Some late race drama involving some lap down trucks handed the win to 20-year-old Tyler Ankrum, his second career Truck Series victory. Not only does he walk into the garage this afternoon as a winner at Daytona, but he also enters this week as the hometown hero. He grew up in the San Bernardino area, a little more than 15 miles away. So Tyler Ankrum, the only driver who enters this weekend with some, is not the only driver, I should say, who enters this week with some momentum, because we had some great storylines exiting Daytona last. Whenever we go to Daytona, we always talk about how the underdog teams have a chance to shine. And that's what we saw last week at Daytona, with many teams, many drivers getting really good finishes last week. And one of them, the 56 of Timmy Hill, a career best second place finish last week. He nearly stole the win coming off turn number 4. He came up just one spot shy, but comes up with a second place finish, the best of his entire NASCAR career. And he will start outside the top 30 though, so kind of struggled in qualifying, but still a great showing last week for the 56 of Timmy Hill. As we go back up on the grid, we will find the 12 of Jesse Little. He also had a great night, coming home with the top 5 effort for his Shriners Hospital.org Chevrolet. His teammate over at Young's Motorsports is the 20 of Drew Dollar. He also scored a top 10. There's Dollar's number 20 car. The Sunbelt Reynolds Chevrolet scored a top 10. Some other drivers who had a good night last week was Chase Purdy, Lawless Allen, and Blaine Perkins, all scoring a top 10 effort last week in Daytona. But now we are in Fontana, California. That is where our attention is now, where many argue that the real season starts tonight. Defending Truck Series champion Ben Rhodes earned the pole in qualifying earlier this afternoon. Rhodes is among those who have never ran a single lap until practice this morning. Another driver who scored a very good lap in qualifying after never running a lap here until this morning, the 15 of Tanner Gray, who also scored a top 10 last week. And he was not really the only surprise here in qualifying. We had rookie Dean Thompson driving the 44 for Nice Motorsports. He rolls off 8th. Haley Deegan inside the top 10, as well as Jeb Burton makes his first start in the 45 for Al Nice here in 2022. But we also have some favorites starting a little bit deeper in the field, and no favorite is higher than the 51 of Kyle Busch. Rowdy makes his first start of the year driving the number 51 for KBM. And we're going to go back to find him. There he is, the 51 Safelite Toyota. He will start 13th in the 51. But he's not the only big name, though, starting outside the top 10. We also have Ryan Preece in the 17 for David Gilliland Racing, starting outside the top 15. And we have Grant Enfinger, Stuart Friesen, Matt Crafton, and Ross Chastain all starting outside the top 20. So we have a lot of big names starting a little bit towards the rear of the field, so that's going to be fun watching them work their way up towards the field. See if they can get up and pass this number 99 of Ben Rhodes, who will lead the field down in green here this evening. The California 200 getting set to begin. We're going to step aside for a commercial break. As that is all the pre-race news, the California 200 starts right after the break here on the 4Y Broadcasting. And now the trucks will get ready to roll onto the track. NASCAR Camping World Truck Series racing about to begin. Ben Rhodes and Tanner Gray leads them down to green as we're going to take a look here at your starting grid. Like we said on the front row, Kentucky native Ben Rhodes makes his first California start. Yes, Tanner Gray on his outside, scoring the best qualifying effort of his career on the outside of the front row. Row number 2, we got Zane Smith, the number 99 for Front Row Motorsports, alongside Johnny Sauter, who has plenty of experience here at this track in Cup and Xfinity. Only has one prior truck start here in 2009. Row number 3, John Hunter Nemechek has a few Cup starts and Xfinity starts, but never in a truck. And Ty Majeski in his Thor Sport number 13. Row number 4, a couple of young guns. GMS Racing's Jack Wood and California kid Dean Thompson in the 44. Row 5, Haley Deegan in their Monster Energy Ford, and Jeb Burton makes a return in the Truck Series, driving the 45. Row 6, Derek Kraus in his Napa Chevrolet, and last week's winner and hometown hero in Fontana, Tyler Ankrum. Row number 7, Kyle Busch, no doubt the favorite, and won the prior 2 races here in Fontana, rolls off 13th, next to the 42 of Carson Hocevar. Row 8, Parker Kligerman has 2 Xfinity starts and 1 Cup start in Fontana, for the 18 of Chandler Smith, last week's pole center. Row number 9, Ryan Preece has experience here at Auto Club Speedway, as he'll be driving the 17 from David Gilliland. Jesse Little on the outside, coming off a top 5 run last week in Daytona. Running out the field in run number 10, Christian Eckes, 1 corner away from winning at Daytona last week, and Daniel Hemrick in the Spire Motorsports Chevrolet this week, driving the number 7. Row number 11, some heavy hitters back here outside the top 20. Grant Enfinger Chevrolet for GMS Racing, and the 52 of Stuart Friesen. Row 12 has Matt Crafton, 4 top 10s and 10 prior Fontana starts, and the 61 of Chase Purdy, top 10 last week in Daytona. Row 13, Ross Chastain driving a 5th truck for Nice Motorsports, and Matty Benedetto also in the number 25 also has quite a bit of experience here at this track. Row 14, Colby Howard out of Simpsonville, South Carolina, and the 44 truck of Chris Wright. Row 15, Greg Gauldy had a tough outing last week in Daytona, finishing in 30th place, and Ricky Blaine Perkins in the number 9. Row number 16, former ARCA champion Brett Holmes, and the 56 of Timmy Hill to his outside. Row number 17, Ricky Lawless Allen earned a career best 7th place finish at Daytona, and Jordan Anderson running double duty here. He'll be in the Xfinity race here tomorrow afternoon. Row 18, Tate Fogelman for On Point Motorsports, and Tyler Hill in the number 5. Row number 19 has Brennan Poole, a top 10 here in Xfinity in 2017, driving for Glory to God Racing, and Drew Dollar, top 10 last week for Young's Motorsports. And running out the field on row 20, shotgun of the field, Thad Moffitt, grandson of the King Richard Petty, makes his Truck Series debut with the famous STP colors, and Jennifer Jo Cobb, the final driver to qualify for this race. As we have a live view at the trucks on the track, take a look at a few drivers before we go green. Yeah, we talked about, we have the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race tonight. We have the Xfinity race tomorrow and the NASCAR Cup Series race on Sunday. But we have many drivers running double duty here, whether it's trucks and Xfinity and Cup, maybe the Truck Series and the Cup race. Some of the drivers running double duty here. We talked about the 51 of Kyle Busch already. Driving the 51, the Safe Flight Toyota, rolling out from the 13th position. It'll be his first of 5 starts. He will compete next week as well at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, a home track for the 51. Another driver running double duty here is the 41 of Ross Chastain. Trying to get a better view at the 41. There he is, Ross Chastain. This is a 5th truck out of Nice Motorsports. They brought 5 trucks to the track. He'll run 5 races in the 41 beginning tonight and next week as well in Las Vegas. We also have, we talked about the 43. How cool is it to see the STP colors on board Thad Moffitt, his STP Chevrolet. You see the rookie stripes on the back of the truck. This is a partnership between GMS Racing and Rayoon Brothers Racing. Moffitt will drive part-time in the 43 this season, and right now he will start. It looks like he'll be one of the drivers going to the rear of the field, though, after problems in pre-race or pre-qualifying inspection for the 43. But as we go back up to the front, Ben Rhodes, the number 99 and the 15 of Tanner Gray. That will be the front row when we go green here after the break. Zane Smith and Johnny Sauter, and the 4 of John Hunter Nemechek. That will be the top 5. We're going to step aside for one more break, but when we come back, we'll have the trucks taking the green flag here in the California 200. Okay, the lights are out atop of the pace truck, so we are going to go green here this time for race number 2 of the 2022 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. The first of 3 races here at the Auto Club Speedway. We're talking about 13 years since the Truck Series last race here. That was all the way back in 2009. And now, 13 years later, the trucks are back here in California. Ben Rhodes, the 99. Hard to believe a guy like Ben Rhodes and, maybe, John Hunter Nemechek have never raced here in the Truck Series at California, because it seems like it was forever ago when they made their Truck Series debut. And here they are, making the first truck start at this track. Then you have the 15 of Tanner Gray. He's never ran a lap here at all until practice this morning. Zane Smith and Johnny Sauter on row 2. Talked about Nemechek on row 3. There's the 13 of Ty Majeski, Jack Wood, Dean Thompson, Haley Deegan, and Jeb Burton. That is your top 10. Stage 1 will be 15 laps. Stage 2 will be 15 laps, and the final stage will be 20 laps here at California. Ben Rhodes to the front row next to the 15 of Tanner Gray. Into the Geico restart zone, we are green here in the California 200. Pretty good jump there by the 99 and the 15 of Tanner Gray. But they're not going to waste time. Here they go, 3 and even maybe 4 wide in the turn number 1. They go. Rhodes up the track alongside the 15 of Tanner Gray as they exit turn number 2. And Chase Purdy's in the wall. And Kligerman, the 75, spins off turn number 2, but no caution comes out yet. Parker Kligerman gets it going, but we have a lot of damage on the 61 of Chase Purdy, who is off the pace entering turn number 3. But up front, it is the 99 of Ben Rhodes who leads them off turn number 4, and he will lead the first lap here tonight in Auto Club. But he has company. The company is the 38 of Zane Smith to his inside, entering turn number 1. Tanner Gray holds off in 3rd place. Sauter and Majeski teammates for 4th, and John Hunter Nemechek up the track trying to get inside the top 5. As Tanner Gray continues to work on the 99 of Ben Rhodes. Zane Smith did not get off turn 2 good at all. He lost the spot to the 15 of Tanner Gray and the 66 of Johnny Sauter. Now they're 3 wide again. Look at Majeski down low. That was a very eventful start here at California. And they're still 3 wide back here. That's the 19 of Derek Kraus right in the middle. We saw Grant Enfinger, the 23. Followed outside the top 20. He's already worked his way into the top 15, going past the 44 of Dean Thompson. Ryan Priest in the middle, and the 17 runs Chandler Smith up the track. So does the 41 of Chastain. Smith had to get out of the gas. Contact again. There goes Hocevar. Carson Hocevar is around. Contact on the nose of the 32 of Brett Holmes. Caution is out for the first time tonight, and it is the 42 of Carson Hocevar. Contact off turn 2, I believe, from the 80 of Matt Crafton. Then he got hit by the 32 of Brett Holmes. And you see a lot of damage on the 42 of Carson Hocevar. And he will limp that truck down the pit lane. See some pretty good damage on the right side of that Chevy Accessories Truck Mutt Chevrolet. And you know he had some damage on the left side as well as the right. You see, he had damage on the front end of the of his Chevrolet. And we saw Chase Purdy, his truck is still on pit lane, so they're still working on the 61. But the yellow is out here at Auto Club. And the leader at the moment of yellow was the 99 of Ben Rhodes. So he will be the leader when we go back green over Tanner Gray and Johnny Sauter, as we are going to take a look here at the replay. Before we take a look at what brought out the yellow, here's what happened to Chase Purdy and Parker Kligerman. They're 4 wide down here in turn 1 on lap number 1. You're going to see Enfinger run, crafting up the track. Oh, right here, the Benedetto runs the 61 into the wall. That's what happened to the 61 of Chase Purdy. It had nothing to do with the 75 of Parker Kligerman. As there's 75, he went around. Coming off turn number 2, Kligerman's on the inside of Carson Hocevar, and it looks like Hocevar got hit by the 18 of Chandler Smith and is hitting the 42 down to the 75 of Parker Kligerman. Sends him down the track off turn 2. Luckily, the 75 is able to keep it out of the inside wall. And he's able to fire it away and get rolling. And it looked like he was in pretty good shape there, with really no severe damage. And here's a look at what brought out the yellow. You see the damage already on the left side of the Carson Hocevar. See, looks like he got into the 7 of Daniel Hemrick a little bit. Then he got into the 88 of Matt Crafton. Then Crafton came back up into Hocevar. Sends the 42 around. And Brett Holmes had nowhere to go. And he got a pretty good little impact into the 42 as well. Not sure how much heavy damage will be on the 32 of Brett Holmes. You see the front end is kind of crunched up there on the nose of his Chevrolet. The first 5 laps definitely saw a lot of beating and banging, a lot of 4 wide racing with this track. That's why we love this track, though. I mean, there's so many places to run here. You can run top, you can run bottom, you can run middle, and there's a bunch of other middle lanes in between. Makes this one of the most raciest racetrack on the schedule, and fans love it. The restarts here are crazy. And Ben Rhodes currently in control here at Auto Club. He leads Tanner Gray and Johnny Sauter as we are under yellow for the first time today here in the California 200. Okay, so we are going to go back green here on lap number 5 of 50 under our first caution of the night. Now, one of the biggest stories after Daytona last week was the fact that we are back to having stages. Stage racing will return outside of the plate tracks for all 3 series. Now, what that means is, because we're having stage racing, we'll have 2 confirmed yellows each race, and because these races are very short, this race is only 50 laps, we will not be having caution laps count for all 3 series here this year. So that is the big change here during the week. We'll see how that will play out. We completed 4 laps in the green, so that's why we're on lap number 4. And now coming to lap 5 here with Ben Rhodes and Tanner Gray, your front row over Johnny Sauter and John Hunter and Nemechek. We're back to green here in California. And oh, we have a couple of trucks in the wall as soon as they come across the line. Grant Enfinger, I believe he may have just got put in the wall by the 19 of Derek Krause. See Enfinger kind of off the pace a little bit as we're going to try to go back here. There's the 19 of Derek Krause getting passed by Stuart Friesen. And Grant Enfinger has fallen even further back outside the top 30 in the 23. Back up front, though, Ben Rhodes in front, but his teammate Johnny Sauter trying to take the lead away. Ty Majeski on the outside. We have 3 ThorSport trucks, first, second, and fourth, all inside the top 5. You got Zane Smith down low. Look at Jeb Burton trying to shoot the gap in the middle in the 45. Great run here with the 45 early on by Jeb Burton. State water heaters on board. Kyle Busch to 51 outside the top 10 on the grid. Now he's driven all the way up inside the top 10, just shy of a top 5 spot at the moment. Johnny Sauter was in second place, trying to find some grip down low to get to the 99 of Ben Rose, but he keeps having to fight the 15 of Tanner Gray. But right there, he had a great run through the center of the corner in 3 and 4. Now drives towards the bumper of the 99. Thorsport first, second, and third, with Majeski taking the spot away from Tanner Gray. He clears him entering turn number 3, but Gray packs it in deep on the outside, tries to make that outside line work to get a little bit more of a run off corner exit, but Johnny Sauter now to the inside of Ben Rhodes. What a win this would be for Johnny Sauter if he could possibly pick up a win here after being really demoted to a part-time role here at Thorsport Racing, and Majeski and Smith nearly get together here down in turn 3 and 4, but they're still side by side, Ben Rhodes and Johnny Sauter. After nearly winning the title in 2020, Grant Enfinger was demoted to a part-time role at Thorsport. He left after last year, joined GMS Racing. Now this year, Johnny Sauter demoted to a part-time role. Now, but here he is trying to get up here and battle and take that lead away from the 99 of Ben Rhodes. Back here though, John Hunter Nemechek now has driven to the inside of Tanner Gray's number 15 for third place. Chandler Smith had a great restart. He's now driven up inside the top 5 on the outside of Zane Smith. Through to 51 of Kyle Busch. Also fighting up here in the 51. Now you have Tyler Ankrum moving inside the top 10. There's Stuart Friesen. Passing the 1 of Haley Deegan to move inside the top 10 as well. Chastain, Ryan Priest trying to work their way up through the field after a poor qualifying run earlier this morning. Back up front though, Johnny Sauter still trying to take that lead away. Just can't get it right. Just can't get it yet. And you see on the ticker at the top of the screen, we have a couple of cars already lapped down. 42 of Carson Hocevar still on pit lane. They're still working on that number 42 truck. 61 of Chase Purdy is currently back on track, but he is currently 2 laps down. And he was a big beneficiary of the caution laps not counting the rule for this year, because Purdy only lost 2 laps. Otherwise, he would have more than likely lost at least 3 or 4 laps. Daniel Hemrick has made a unscheduled pit stop in the 7 truck. We saw he had some damage there after the problem earlier on the on the initial start of the race. Hemrick's now 3 laps off the pace in the 7. But nothing has changed up here, at least for the battle for the lead. Sauter on the inside of Ben Rhodes. Nemechek's now got sole position of 3rd place. Kyle Busch and Zane Smith continuing to battle for 4th place, and Tanner Gray trying to decide which way, who to help. Gray runs up high behind the 51 of Kyle Busch. He's going to have a nice exit off turn 2 on the outside of the 38 of Zane Smith. But we are still side by side between the teammates Ben Rhodes and Johnny Sauter. And we are working lap number 11. We'll be 4 to go this time by in stage number 1. And Ben Rhodes fighting hard for that lead because he wants to win the stage. If he wins the stage, that's 10 regular season points. And that's a 5 playoff points, or I'm sorry, that'd be 1 playoff point for winning the stage. Sauter not giving up. He's still trying to dig deep down low. Rhodes running the top of the track. Sauter right there. Looks like he can slide up, but just can't. Just runs out of track and can't use all the track because the 99 is there. And as these 2 teammates are battling hard for the lead, that's going to allow the 4 Nemechek, the 51 of Busch, and the 38 of Zane Smith to close in and try to capitalize on the top 2, battling hard. Now Smith back to the inside of Kyle Busch for 4th place. Three to go here at the line in stage number 1. And we have the 10 of Jennifer Jo Cobb. She's about to go a lap down here in just a moment. She is she's really off the pace. And oh, looks like she may have gotten the ball. She is really off the pace off turn 2. That didn't really affect nobody at the front of the field except the 51. As soon as I say that, Kyle Busch got stuck in behind the 10 of Cobb off turn 2. Loses the spot to Zane Smith. But Sauter still working on Ben Rhodes, but just can't get nothing going. And now John Hunter Nemechek trying to take advantage. That's where Johnny Sauter has to be careful. You know, he's been running that inside line, but he does not want to run that inside line and get stuck down low because he could get freight train on the outside by John Hunter. Chandler Smith is 6th. And look at this battle for 7th place. Chastain in the middle. Friesen up top. Majeski down low. And Ryan Preece right now holding up that, currently in that final spot to get a stage point. Christian Eckes to 11th. Tanner Gray has dropped back to 12th. Tyler Ankrum, Haley Deegan, and Jeb Burton. The top 15. Jack Wood, Jesse Little, Dean Thompson, Colby Howard, and Matt Crafton. That is your top 20. Slowing down. We're still green, but looked like they were slowing down for a moment. But Ben Rhodes up front now, putting the 43 of Thad Moffitt. I was trying to make sure we were not under yellow, but we are still green, and they're working their way through turns 3 and 4 to complete stage number 1. Nemechek squeezed on up with the outside wall. He hangs on to 3rd place, but at the line it will be Ben Rhodes winning stage number 1. Over Johnny Sauter, who will come home 2nd. John Hunter Nemechek 3rd. Kyle Busch and Zane Smith, your top 5. Chandler Smith, Ross Chastain, Stuart Friesen, Ryan Preece, and Ty Majeski, your top 10. So we are under yellow here at Auto Club. And it's going to be interesting to see how the pit strategy is going to work here now that the yellow is out. You cannot go all the way on fuel, but you can go all the way to the end of stage 2 without fuel. So, be interesting to see if we have any guys who will try to stay out, because these guys, we only have 2 sets of tires on pit lane. So, do you really want to give up one set right now, or try to at least try to wait until maybe try to keep both sets of tires for that final stage? But that is the job for the crew chiefs down on pit lane. But Ben Rhodes, your stage 1 winner here at California over Johnny Sauter, his teammate. And we are now picked up by the pace truck, or the pace car. And we will get set to see how things will shape up here at the entrance to pit lane, as pit road will be open here this time by for leader Ben Rhodes. Thad Moffitt, the 43, will get the free pass after going a lap down on that final lap of stage 1. So Moffitt will get the free pass. And does anybody come down pit lane? And at the front of the field, looks like the leaders will be staying out. Maybe the 75, Parker Kligerman, is going to come down pit lane. The 30 of Tate Fogelman also coming down pit road. Remember, Kligerman spun on lap number 1. So really no surprise to see Kligerman come down pit lane. Brennan Poole also on pit road. So, Ben Rhodes, your stage 1 winner. We are going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll have more racing coming up next year on the 4Y Broadcasting Network. Going back green this time by to begin stage number 2 here from the Auto Club Speedway. Wrapped up the first stage, and Ben Rhodes is your stage 1 winner over your teammate Johnny Sauter. John Hunter Nemechek, Kyle Busch, and Zane Smith, your top 5 as you take a look at the results from the top 10. Chandler Smith, Stuart Friesen, Ross Chastain, Ryan Preece, and Ty Majeski, all scoring stage points. Now you see Kyle Busch and Ross Chastain both have 0 next to their name, as they are not getting stage points because they did not run for Truck Series points. But they do have one goal in this race, and that is to go to victory lane. So we will see what they have in store here for this second stage. Ben Rhodes has led all 15 laps so far, and now it will get set for another 15-lap stage here in stage number 2. Ben Rhodes and Johnny Sauter, John Hunter Nemechek, Kyle Busch, and Zane Smith, your top 5. Thad Moffitt got the free pass under this yellow flag. And we are going to go back green here in the California 200. Oh, we have another truck in the wall. The 12, that was Jesse Little. As we go a little bit further on to the back, there's the 12 a Little. Looks like he got in the wall right past the start and finish line. He's able to keep it going, though, down the back straightaway. As up front, the battle was on for second place. Nemechek on the inside of Johnny Sauter. Zane Smith down low, 3 wide. Here comes Chastain, the 41. And Ryan Preece. Look at the 17 threading the needle in that racechoice.com Ford, shooting a gap through the middle between the 38 and the 51. And Ben Rhodes loving what he's seeing in his rearview mirror as John Hunter is going to get pushed by his KBM teammate Chandler Smith into second. And now Nemechek's sole position of second place. Chandler Smith trying to clear Ryan Preece, but the 17's charging back. What a great restart here by the 17 to Ryan Preece. He started 9th, and here he is already up in 3rd place, battling Chandler Smith and Zane Smith. And all of a sudden, that 66 of Johnny Sauter having a tough time on this restart. These trucks, they didn't come down pit lane, so they have old tires. And I would imagine for Johnny Sauter, he's having a hard time getting going on these old tires. Now he's under fire by the 41 of Ross Chastain, and Chastain may have a run on the 38 of Zane Smith, as Kyle Busch now trying to fight on the outside of the 18 of Chandler Smith. Further back, you have Stuart Freese in the 52, Tyler Ankram's in the 16, to the inside of Tanner Gray. This is just outside the top 10. Christian Eckes in the 98. There's the one of Haley Diggins having a great run in her Monster Energy Ford. Jed Burton, there's the 44, Dean Thompson back here in 15th place. Colby Howard, 25 of Matty Benedetto on the inside. Now, one truck I want to keep an eye on, though, is that 75 of Parker Kligerman. Kligerman came down pit lane and put fresh tires on, and he's already driven up to 18th now, make that 17th as he passes the 91 of Colby Howard. Back in front, though, it is the 99 of Ben Rhodes, now leading John Hunter Nemechek in second, Ryan Preece and Kyle Busch second, third, and fourth. Zane Smith now runs out the top 5. Chandler Smith, Ross Chastain, Johnny Sauter, Tanner Gray, and 3 wide for 10th place, Stuart Friesen on the bottom. Majeski in the middle, there's the 98 of Christian Eckes up top. Behind them, trying to follow in, is the 16 of Ankrum and the 1 of Deegan. Do want to give word that the 10 of Jennifer Jo Cobb has taken her truck behind the wall, so she is done for the night. And it appears she will more than likely finish in 40th place. So that is a tough break for the 10 of Jennifer Jo Cobb. She missed the show at Daytona, so I know she was happy to be a part of this race here tonight from California, but her night is over prematurely here at Auto Club Speedway. More 3 wide back here, the 44, Dean Thompson, the 91 of Colby Howard. Neither driver has raced here at this track before tonight. The 25 of Matty Benedetto, the complete opposite. He has quite a few starts here in the NASCAR Cup Series. But you see the right side damage on the 25 to Benedetto has been in the outside wall at some point in this race. I believe that may have been on lap number 1. I believe he was the one who put Chase Purdy in the wall on the very first lap of the race. This is 17th, 18th, and 19th. Jack Wood is currently in 20th. His teammate Grant Enfinger in 21st. He's battling the 0-2 of Greg Gaulding. Brett Holmes is right now having a solid run, considering he had some pretty good front end damage. In 23rd place, Jesse Little, Matt Craft, and here's one guy who is having a tough time back here in 25th place, battling the 19 of Derek Krause. There's Tate Fogelman, Chris Wright, Lawless Allen, Blaine Perkins. There's a 20 of Drew Dollar. Top 10 last week, Timmy Hill, 2nd place last week. Carson Hosevar, he is back on track, 8 laps down. But you have not missed nothing up front. It is still Ben Rhodes, but you do see the 4 of John Hunter Nemechek. He's been able to get away from 3rd and 4th place. In fact, Kyle Busch has finally gotten past the 17 of Ryan Preece to make that 3 Toyotas 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. But Ben Rhodes now under fire as the 4 of John Hunter closing the gap for the lead. And you see 2 different lanes. These 2 drivers are running. Ben Rhodes running towards the bottom in both set of corners, but you see John Hunter running a little bit higher up the track in turn 1 and 3. That's giving Nemechek a little bit more momentum off the corner down these long straightaways. And you're going to see right here again, Rhodes runs more of the middle lane, the middle of the bottom lane, and then John Hunter all the way towards the wall. 51 of Kyle Busch also doing the same thing. Ryan Preece and now Chandler Smith inside the top 5. 6th place between Ross Chastain and Zane Smith. There's the 66 of Johnny Sauter. Back here in 8th, Stuart Friesen. And another good run here by the 15 of Tanner Gray. He started 2nd. He was kind of battling for the lead early on, but he's kind of drifted back towards 10th place. Like I told you, the guy to move, though, right now is that 75 of Parker Klugerman. He got those fresh tires from coming down pit lane. He's only used 1 set. You only have 1 more set to go. Right now, Klugerman putting on a pretty good showing right now, passing the 13 of Ty Majeski. I believe that will be for 12th place on the track. Now we have 25 laps to go in this race, but we have 5 to go here in the 2nd stage. And Ben Rhodes leading over John Hunter Nemechek. And right up ahead of them is the 43. That is Thad Moffitt. He's about to go another lap down here. And you see Nemechek, he's very slowly but surely catching the 99, but it's like he's not really gaining enough to really be making a big, like a whole lot to happen. We'll see if John Hunter can possibly use the 43 as a pick, but looks like Moffitt's going to be in the lane that the 4 wanted to be in and was committed in, and right there the 4 caught the 43 in the center of the corner. That's going to hurt the 4 on exit and help 99 pull away just a little bit more. Come to 3 to go here in stage number 2. Leaning green here in the 2nd stage so far, but Nemechek not done yet. Remember, 1 playoff point on the line. We have another truck about to go lap down here. That is the 5 of Tyler Hill. Not sure they will catch the 5 in time. I believe that they will. They're coming at a pretty good pace. And Nemechek getting closer and closer to the 99, but looks like that's kind of where he's been throughout this entire run. It's like he's gotten to a certain distance between himself and the 99 where it's like he's kind of gotten stuck now. Like there's really not a whole lot he can do. Possibly using this, probably use his tires up at this point. Kyle Busch now, Ryan Preece for 3rd place. Kind of spread out throughout the entire field. Really not a whole lot of battles going on until you get to about Parker Klugerman and Ty Majeski. That is 12th and 13th on the track. Now they're going by the 5 of Tyler Hill. And it looks like that may have slowed down the 99 just a little bit. We are coming to the final lap here in stage number 2. Ben Rhodes and John Hunter Nemechek. The final lap of stage 2. Can Nemechek do anything with the 99 here to make something happen? He runs up high. Ben Rhodes down low. And you're going to see the 4 hat carry more momentum down the back straightaway, but just he's not getting enough time. About 2 truck lengths behind Ben Rhodes, who's going to try to sweep both stages here at Auto Club Speedway. The defending NASCAR Camping World Truck Series champion started on the pole, has led every single lap, and he's going to sweep the first 2 stages. Ben Rhodes, your stage 2 winner here in California. So now the caution will come out, and I would assume we are going to be seeing pit stops here at the exit of turn 4. But Ben Rhodes, your stage 2 winner over John Hunter Nemechek, Kyle Busch, Ryan Preece, and Chandler Smith. That was definitely a very calm second stage. I saw a lot going on in that first stage, but stage 2 got a lot more spread out, a lot more, sorted out. Not really a whole lot went on there, but I would assume that is going to change here as we are going to get set to enter the final stage here tonight. This was a 50-lap race, and now the 2 stages, that's 30 laps, and now you're going to have a 20-lap shootout. Remember, the caution laps do not count. So we will have 20 green flag laps. And there's Ben Rhodes catching the pace car. So Rhodes, Nemechek, Busch, Preece, and Chandler Smith. Zane Smith, Chastain, Friesen, Gray, and Sauter. One driver who I'm sure is happy to probably be coming to pit lane this time is going to be that 66 of Johnny Sauter. We was talking about him second in stage 1, and he drifted all the way back to 10th there in the second stage. So what are we going to see here in the final 20 laps here in California? And oh wow, the leaders they are staying out. They are staying out. Not sure what the call is here. To the 24 of Jack Wood coming to pit lane. So all of our leaders just stayed out, and the 24 Jack Woods is the only one who came to pit lane. I'm not sure what the move is there, because these guys are going to have to pit at some point in this race. And if that is the case, Jack Wood coming to pit lane, that could be a winning move. Imagine that. Unless you still have Parker Kligerman, who also came to pit lane. So not sure what the decision there is on many of these teams here at the front. And we're going to try to get an answer here when we come back to the California 200 here on the 4 Wide Broadcasting Network. Stay tuned. So we are going to go back green here with 20 to go. You got Ben Rhodes and John Hunter Nemechek, your front row. Kyle Busch and Ryan Preece on row 2. We take a look here at the stage 2 results. Chandler Smith came home in 5th place. Zane Smith, Ross Chastain, Stuart Friesen, Tanner Gray, and Johnny Sauter. Your top 10 in stage 2. Ben Rhodes getting the sweep of stage points, and he gets 2 playoff points to his credit as well. And he has one more thing he has to do. He's won the pole. He's led all the laps so far. He's won both stages. All he has to do now is bring it home. And he has 20 laps to go. Very surprised to see all these guys stay out. And they're going to have to come down pit lane at some point if we stay green, or even whether we stay green or whether we have a yellow. They're going to have to come down for fuel. The first guy who does not have to come down is the 75 of Parker Kligerman. The 24 of Jack Wood came down last time by, or this under this yellow flag. So we'll see what happens here as we are back to green with Ben Rhodes and John Hunter Nemechek side by side. No, Grant Enfinger sideways in the 23. He saved it. A great save by Enfinger as we're 3 wide for the lead. Kyle Busch on the inside. Ben Rhodes in the middle and John Hunter up top. Ben Rhodes in a KBM sandwich here off turn number 2. Rhodes trying to clear the 4 but couldn't do it. Nemechek's going to have the preferred lane down here in turn 3. He has some help from the 17 to Ryan Preece. Busch can't use all the racetrack. The 99 is right there. And they come off turn 4. And it's still 3 wide for the lead between Kyle Busch, Ben Rhodes, and John Hunter Nemechek. And now here comes Zane Smith, a 38 car. 38 truck now to the bumper of the 4 of John Hunter. Already have a few trucks coming to pit lane after this run. The 42 of Carson Hocevar and the 25 of Matty Benedetto. And we're still 3 wide, but this time it's Zane Smith on the outside. Look at the 38. Zane Smith up top. John Hunter in the 4th in the middle. And now we got the 99 of Ben Rhodes all the way at the bottom. Looks like he might be coming to pit road. He is. Ben Rhodes to pit lane. And I would assume these guys are going to be making pit stops here for fuel and probably tires. At this point, they're going to have to hope for no yellow. So with Zane Smith with Ben Rhodes coming to pit lane for the first time tonight, that puts the 38 out on point with Zane Smith leading. And now we had the 51 of Kyle Busch in the 2nd. Ryan Preece up here in the 17 for 3rd place. And I would assume with the 99 coming to pit lane, I would expect these trucks to come down pretty quickly within the next couple of laps. And here we go. We got a couple of the KBM trucks to pit lane. Kyle Busch and John Hunter. We have Tanner Gray, Grant Enfinger, Derek Kraus, Chris Wright, Greg Gaulding. All coming down pit lane. Tanner Gray was very slow on pit lane. And see the 19 of Derek Kraus also kind of slow on pit road. And here's the 99 of Ben Rhodes. He's going to cycle out in front of the 25 of Matty Benedetto. It's going to be interesting to see where the 99 stacks up against the 51 and the 4. And now Zane Smith running the bottom in turn 3. Looks like he's going to come to pit lane this time by. Gives up the lead. Gives it to the 17 of Ryan Preece, who will stay out for another lap. And this is the battle for the lead right now. Ryan Preece on the inside of Stuart Freese. And these guys trying to run as long as they can, hoping for a yellow. They can get you yellow at a perfect time to trap a lot of trucks lap down. Preece running the 52 all the way up against the wall. And you see Tanner Gray going a lap down. The 23 of Grant Enfinger now going to go a lap down. 25 of Matty Benedetto trying to stay on the lead lap. And Ben Rhodes, Zane Smith, Kyle Busch, where do they stack up? Zane Smith's leaving pit lane now. There's Ty Majeski and Chandler Smith. Kyle Busch is in front of the 99 of Ben Rhodes. John Hunter's also going to be in front of Ben Rhodes. And does Kyle Busch get by the 38? Is going to be pretty dang close entering turn 3. Busch to the outside of the 38. And Kyle Busch will have the lead as more trucks come to pit lane. Jeb Burton's on pit road. Blaine Perkins, Drew Dollar. That looks to be Jordan Anderson in his pit stall. Lawless Allen, Ryan Preece. Now we have the, is that the 52 off the pace? Stuart Friesen is slow down in turn 3. I believe he might be out of fuel. Stuart Friesen off the pace, and he's not going to make it back to pit lane. And I believe he is going to end up bringing the yellow out here at Auto Club. Right in the middle of green flag pit stops. And that will bring the caution out. I'm not even sure who's in the lead right now. I believe possibly the 24, maybe Jack Wood. He's in front of the 75 of Parker Klugerman. I believe the 24 of Jack Wood is going to be the leader of this race. If not, the 15 of Tanner Gray. I believe Tanner Gray was on pit lane. So I would assume the 24 of Wood or the 15 of Gray. And as he come across the line, it's still not really updated just yet. We'll have a good look as they catch the pace truck. But what we do know is a lot of trucks are going to be caught a lap down. And looks like Tanner Gray will be on the lead lap, but Jack Wood is now being shown as the leader. Haley Deegan is the first truck one lap down, so she will be getting the free pass. That means Johnny Sauter, who was second in stage 1, is going to be lapped down when we go back green. Parker Klugerman is second on the racetrack. Dean Thompson is going to be trapped a lap down. So is the 16 of Tyler Ankrum. Colby Howard. Right now, Jack Wood, Parker Klugerman, Tate Fogelman, Timmy Hill, Brennan Poole. That is the top 5. Ryan Priest, Jeb Burton, Kyle Busch, Zane Smith, and John Hunter Nemechek. That is how the top 10 is currently being listed. And Jack Wood, he came to pit lane right before or under that previous caution at the end of stage 2. And there's the one of Haley Diggins. She will get the free pass and get back on the lead lap. She will probably give us about 24 trucks, maybe. So the caution note came out for the 52 of Stuart Friesen. He ran out of fuel and was not unable to make it back to pit lane and brought out the yellow. Now, his truck was teleported to pit lane, and normally he would be out of the race, like at least in terms of a good finish. But remember, caution laps do not count. So right now, Stuart Friesen, even though he technically has been passed by the pace car 2 or 3 times already, Stuart Friesen is still technically on the lead lap. But when we go back green, if he's unable to be on track, he will go a lap down. But right now, if you have a problem like what Stuart Friesen currently has, you're not out of it just yet. Ross Chastain, and there's Stewart on pit lane, and he's going to come back out on track. You saw the 41 of Ross Chastain. He came to pit lane. So a lot going on here, and this is all because drivers refused or did not come down pit lane. They chose not to come down at the end of stage 2, knowing that they were going to have to come down. It's just a big miscommunication, I believe, on the pit box for the crew chiefs and for the drivers. We have a lot of new players up here at the front. How about the 24, Jack Wood? Started all the way back in, I believe 17th place, if I remember correctly. So we got Jack Wood and Parker Klugerman. Now Klugerman, he came down under that first caution, I believe. If not, it was the stage 1 caution. Tate Fogelman, he came down the same time Klugerman did. Ryan Priest, the big winner in all this was the 17 of Ryan Priest, I believe, because he was already on pit road. Jeb Burton is going to be 5th. Kyle Busch 6th. Zane Smith, John Hunter Nemechek, Ty Majeski, and now we got Ben Rhodes, the dominant truck all night long. Got past there on the stage 3 restart. Came to pit lane, did not have a good pit stop. And then now he's going to be cycled back here in 10th place. Chandler Smith and Matty Benedetto on row 6. Blaine Perkins and Tanner Gray on row 7. Grant Enfinger is going to be in 15th. Stuart Friesen, I believe, stayed on the lead lap because caution laps do not count. Stuart Friesen is, I believe, going to be in 16th place. Brennan Poole, Timmy Hill, Christian Eckes, and Haley Deegan. A A lot to sort out here in the final laps here at Auto Club Speedway. We're going to go back green with 12 to go. Jack Wood and Parker Klugerman, your front row. We're back to green at Auto Club Speedway. Pretty even start here at the front. How about that 30 of Tate Fogelman? He went from Talladega last October for On Point Motorsports. Trying to take the lead away from the 24 Jack Wood. And look at Zane Smith up the middle in that 38. 4 wide. Majeski's going to go around. He saves it. No, he does. Is that the 18? Chandler Smith spinning off turn 2. And a lot of damage on the left side of the 51 of Kyle Busch. Parker Klugerman has a lot of damage in the 75. Ryan Preece up through the middle. And here we go. Battle for the lead. Zane Smith on the inside of the 24. Jack Wood trying to grab that lead away. Entering turn number 1. Smith down low. Runs Jack Wood up the track. And he will take that lead away. Ryan Preece now with a 3rd place. Jeb Burton to 4th. And John Hunter up to 5th. Ben Rhodes has some pretty good damage from the 99, as well as the 51 of Kyle Busch. Tate Fogelman getting freight train in the 30. That's Colby Howard in the middle of the 91. Howard runs Tanner Gray up the track. He's going to get to the inside of the 51 of Busch. They're almost 4 and 5 wide here off turn 4. And we have the 51 is riding the wall. Kyle Busch is riding the wall, and the caution is out. And we have a truck stalled here off of turn 4, the 61 of Chase Purdy. The Bama Buggies, Toyota Tundra, that's now the Toyota TRD Pro, has come to a stop at the entrance to pit lane. So we are back on the yellow here at Auto Club with 11 to go. Looks like the 24 may have gotten back by the 38. Jack Wood is in front of Zane Smith, so it appears the 24 Jack Wood is still going to keep the lead over Zane Smith, Jeb Burton, Ryan. Look at the damage on 17 of Ryan Preece. Ben Rhodes, a lot of left side damage. Parker Klugerman, 51 of Kyle Busch. First, let's look at what happened to Chandler Smith on the restart. They're 4 wide. Klugerman and Burton makes contact. Sends Burton down into Kyle Busch and eventually into Ty Majeski. And then the 18 of Chandler Smith got the worst of it. From the blimp cam for Chandler Smith, see they're 4 wide. Burton all the way up against Klugerman. Kyle Busch gets into Burton. Majeski saves it, but Chandler Smith ends up going for a ride down the back straightaway. Kind of what we saw with Parker Klugerman on lap number 1. And then there was one other thing that happened right as soon as the yellow came out. Yeah, watch this ride. Kyle Busch is going to go on here off turn number 4. Maybe a little bit of contact from the 91 of Colby Howard. Oh, Kyle Busch comes up like Klugerman wasn't even there and then ends up riding the wall down the front straightaway. And then I gave himself and Parker Klugerman a lot of damage there. So that's going to probably take both of those 2 trucks out of contention to win. They were both restarting inside the top 5 on that restart, or within the top 10. Klugerman was the outside pole center. Didn't really get that good of a restart. And then chaos finally occurred, and Jack Wood somehow was able to get back by the 38 of Zane Smith. So we will have the 24 in front of the 38. Jeb Burton, Ryan Preece, and John Hunter Nemechek. Ben Rhodes is 6. The free pass under this yellow, I believe, could go to the 91 of Colby Howard. This entire time I thought Colby Howard was on the lead lap. He was actually a lap down. It looks like he is the first truck currently one lap down in 21st place, so he will get the free pass over the 44 of Dean Thompson. And here's Kligerman coming to pit road. Daniel Hemrick's back on pit lane. Definitely a tough night for the 7 of Daniel Hemrick. But we are going to step aside once again for another commercial break. We are under yellow once again here in the California 200. Jack Wood, the 24. For GMS Racing lead, Zane Smith. Can he hang on and grab his very first career win? We'll find out right here after the break. Okay, so time to try this one more time here. Jack Wood, your leader, over Zane Smith with about 11 to go. Jeb Burton driving the 45 for Alnice. Ryan Priest, a damaged truck in the 4th. John Hunter, his truck looks pretty good. In 5th place, Ben Rhodes. Quite a bit of damage in the 99. Tate Fogelman and Blaine Perkins on row 4. Tanner Gray and teammate Haley Deegan on row 5. Once again, I see a lot of great stories here within the top 10, top 15. Colby Howard got the free pass. And we're going to go back green here with 10 laps to go for Jack Wood in front of Zane Smith. We're going to go back green. Pretty even start here at the front, and they're going to wreck, but they're going to wreck again in the wall. The 19, Derek Krause. I saw the 27 and Chris Wright spin, and we are back under caution. We don't even make it to turn number 1. 91 of Colby Howard. He got the free pass. He's involved. Matt Crafting, Gray Galding, Wallace Allen. There's the 19. We saw Derek Krause get turned. Not sure if, I know I saw the 20 of Drew Dollar go around. Not sure if a lot of these guys probably just slow down though to avoid getting involved. The 27 of Chris Wright. Pretty good damage on the left side of that. Number 27 for Rackley War Racing. So we are quickly back on the yellow. Right here, 4 wide, Johnny Sauter just turned Chris Wright up into the 19 of Derek Krause, and he collected the 88 of Matt Crafton. And when Sauter done that, basically at the same exact time, there was a driver behind them that basically did the same exact thing. Here's another look at it. Watch the 66 of Johnny Sauter, and also watch the 5 of Tyler Hill, a couple of trucks behind him. Sauter is going to go in the middle of Chris Wright. And at the exact same time, Tyler Hill went and collected, I believe that was Carson Hocevar, and turned him off the track. And see, Derek, I think the 19 of Derek Krause probably got the worst of it. Had trouble getting going. And Matt Crafton involved. That was. And Johnny Sauter, he was one of the guys who got bit by that yellow. He ended up going a lap down. I don't think we even talked about that. Sauter was one of the other trucks that got cut a lap down. So I would assume his tipper was probably at his peak on that restart there. And Jack Wood once again is going to hold on to the lead over Zane Smith and Jeb Burton. And that's not really the first time we saw some stuff going on the restart. We saw very early in the race Grant Enfinger get put in the wall by the 19 of Derek Krause. We saw some other guys kind of get in the wall as soon as they get going across the line. So, and there's the 40 Lawless Allen. He's going to end up going a lap down, or maybe multiple laps down in the 40. But going to step aside one more time for another commercial break. Jack Wood still leading here at Auto Club. Zane Smith in second. Could this be the final restart of the night? We're about to find out here after the break. Okay, so we are going to go back green with about 10 to 9 laps to go. This is going to be a single file restart. NASCAR has put on the field, so this is going to change things a little bit. But but still is the same as Jack Wood. The leaders, Zane Smith, Jeb Burton, Ryan Priest, and John Hunter. Ben Rhodes, Tate Fogelman, Blaine Perkins, Tanner Gray, and Haley Diggin. Your top 10 with Matt DiBenedetto, Stuart Friesen, Chandler Smith, Ty Majeski, and how about Brennan Poole for Glory to God Racing in the top 15? We're back to green with 9 laps to go. The 61 of Chase Purdy has taken his truck behind the wall. We also have the 43 of Thad Moffitt out of the race. He retired quite a bit ago, though. And Zane Smith, running the high line in turn 1 and 2. He's going to have a pretty good run to the outside to the door of the 24. Jack Wood down the back straightaway. And Smith is going to clear the 24 on entry to turn 3. So put Zane Smith back on point. Jack Wood drops to second. And now we got Ryan Priest to the door of the 24 off turn 4. Side by side for second. John Hunter now gets by the 45 of Jeb Burton to move into 4th place. Outside the top 5, we have the 99 of Ben Rhodes, the 9 of Blaine Perkins. Tanner Gray now to the inside of the 9. A little bit of contact, and Perkins goes in the wall. Blaine Perkins, contact from the 15 of Tanner Gray. The 9 got completely used up by the 15 of Tanner Gray. Sent Blaine Perkins into the wall. Now he's under fire by the 25 of Matt DiBenedetto. 44 of Dean Thompson. The 41 of Ross Chastain. That was not a good corner. That was a bad couple of laps there for the 9 of Perkins. But back up front, though, Zane Smith continuing to pull away from the 17 of Ryan Priest. And even though these are 2 different teams, we have Front Row Motorsports and David Gillen Racing. There is a very close connection between these 2 teams, making the 38 and the 17 basically teammates. We have 18 trucks on the lead lap right now. The 16 of Tyler Ankrum is the first truck 1 lap down. Dean Thompson, Ross Chastain. And then we have the 46 of Brennan Poole off the pace. Daniel Hemrick to 7. And looks like Hemrick's to come back to pit lane, but not sure what's wrong with the 46. Brendan Poole was on pit lane, I believe, a lap or 2 ago. So maybe down a cylinder on the 46. Chris Wright, his truck is still on pit lane. Matt Crafton has already gone a lap down. His night continues to be a headache for the ADA. He had a tough week last week in Daytona. There is the leader, Zane Smith. The 51 of Kyle Busch has taken his truck to the garage area. Jordan Anderson, Derek Kraus, among those also done for the night. Zane Smith, though, continuing to put a pretty large gap between himself and Ryan Priest. And now Priest has a mirror full of the 4. John Hunter even check for 2nd place. Jack Wood is 4th. Haley Diggin, I believe she came down pit lane after she got the free pass. So she has, I believe, fresher tires than the 4 trucks in front of her. If we get another yellow, could Haley Diggin be in a spot to win this race? Chandler Smith, we saw Chandler spin up when he got... We saw him get turned around off turn number 2. He also came to pit lane and got some new tires on. Ty Majeski also... We saw him get nearly get wiped out. He's now recovered to 7th. He's in front of Jeb Burton, Tanner Gray, and Stuart Friesen in the top 10. Colby Howard, he got the free pass moments ago. He's recovered to 12th place. Jesse Little has now moved inside the top 15 in that 12. Another great run for Jesse. But we have 4 laps to go. We got 3 wide up here for 2nd place. Look at Jack Wood. He's not done yet to the inside of John Hunter. And while John Hunter was trying to get around the 17 of Ryan Priest, and he has to get out the gas. They're coming up on the 30 of Tate Fogelman, who had to come and make a unscheduled pit stop. And John Hunter's going to lose 2nd and 3rd place. And now here comes the 1 of Haley Diggin. Diggin mounting a late race charge with 3 laps to go. That is a teammate of the 17. This has been a really good night for David Gillen, Front Row Racing. All four of their trucks within the top 10. And right now, Zane Smith continuing to pull away in that number 38. Chandler Smith has now caught this pack up here to the inside of the one of Haley Deegan. John Hunter, though, has now gotten back going. He was able to get back by the 24. Now back to the inside of the 17. Chris Wright now leaving pit road. But here is the lead. Timmy Hill now leaving pit lane. He's had him come down pit road. Not sure what the issue is there on the 56. We have at least 15 trucks on the lead lap. What a topsy-turvy finish here to the California 200. A lot going on. A lot of drivers fighting different problems. But right now, Zane Smith has no problems here at the front of the field. Comes off turn 4, and he will take the white flag. One more lap to go here in Auto Club for Zane Smith. He takes the final lap. Tyler Hill's on pit lane. Ryan Priest has been able to hold on to second place. Now John Hunter has to fight off the 4 of Haley Deegan. Chandler Smith to the inside of Timmy Hill. Uses him as a pick to get around the 24 of Jack Wood. Deegan and Nemechek still side by side for third place. Can Haley Deegan grab a podium finish? This will be her second career top 10. But this will be her best finish of her Truck Series career. But up front, though, the 38, Zane Smith, comes off turn number 4, and he's going to pick up his 4th career NASCAR Camping World Truck Series win. Zane Smith wins tonight in Auto Club. And then Ryan Priest is going to come home in second. Haley Deegan got third, edged out John Hunter, so that call to come down and put first tires on paid off for the 1. And great rebound by Chandler Smith. Gets a top 5 here. Jack Wood is going to, he fell back to 6-6, but still a great showing by the 24 Jack Wood, because Wood he really didn't have that much of a fast truck within the first 2 stages, but once he got out in front, got some clean air, it definitely made a difference for the driver of the number 24. But that is that. Here at California, Zane Smith, your winner, and he'll be going to victory lane. And now we will begin post-race inspection. Make sure all these trucks are good to go before we get set to load them up and take them to Las Vegas, as we will continue the West Coast swing. Las Vegas is our next stop on the schedule. Race number 3, that is next Friday night. And let's take a look here at the results from tonight. The official results. Yeah, Zane. We already went through the top 5 or top 6, but Ty Majeski, we talked about him having a nice recovery. He ends up 7th. Tanner Gray back-to-back top 10s for the 15. Stuart Friesen ran out of fuel, and when he ran out of fuel, it basically changed the entire race completely. But because with the caution laps now not counting, it didn't really cost him a whole lot. It just costed him his track position. That was about it. He battles back to 9th place, and solid run by the 45 of Jed Burton. Ben Rhodes' dominant truck led the majority of the race, won both stages, ended up losing his track position. Then he got damaged on that one restart. 11th place, and career best finish for the 91 of Colby Howard. 12th place. Got Jesse Little in 13th, another solid run by the 12 truck. Matty Benedetto, a career best for him. Blaine Perkins, he was running inside the top 10. He got dumped basically by Tanner Gray. Timmy Hill 16th, Ross Chastain 17th. These were trucks that were a lap down. Tate Fogelman, Tyler Ankrum, last week's winner. He got screwed by that yellow. Parker Klugerman, Dean Thompson, Brett Holmes, Brennan Poole, and Tyler Hill making up the top 24. Both of those drivers had to make unscheduled pit stops in the final 5 laps. Johnny Sauter, a bunch of teammates back here from ThorSport. Johnny Sauter, Matt Crafton, Christian Eckes, back-to-back. 25th, 26th, and 27th. Eckes was unable to complete the race after he suffered some damage. Daniel Hemrick, Carson Hocevar battles back to 29th, and Chris Wright. Kyle Busch did not finish the race, and everybody else below Kyle Busch had a DNF. Lawless Allen, Drew Dollar, Grant Enfinger, Derek Krause, and Greg Gaulding. And the final four trucks include Jordan Anderson, Chase Purdy, Thad Moffitt, and Jennifer Jo Cobb. So that completes the 40 truck field for tonight. And now we are going to take a look here at the playoff grid. Where things stand so far. Now we got 2 races under our belts, and 2 names are in green. Zane Smith and Tyler Ankrum have now gotten a win, and more than likely they are in the postseason playoffs. So that will leave 8 spots open on points. Right now, with back-to-back top 5s for Chandler Smith, he holds the overall point lead. Right now, 26 above the cutoff line. John Hunter and Ben Rhodes, Tom Majeski, Tanner Gray, Jack Wood, Jesse Little, and Timmy Hill, the top 10 currently on the playoff grid. So that will complete the broadcast here tonight from Las Vegas, and now we will shift our focus to tomorrow with the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at the Auto Club Speedway. And then on next Friday night, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series will be live from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, so stay tuned for that. Coming up next here on the 4Y Broadcasting Network. Thank you everybody for joining us here on this Friday night here at the Auto Club Speedway. The Truck Series returned to the track in 13 years, and it was definitely a mess of a race there towards the end of the race, but definitely still a great race. Saw a lot of 3, 4, even maybe 5 watt racing at some point. So we will move on to tomorrow, and we will see you next Friday night with the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series as we give one more congratulations